I'm so tired of hearing, he was an abusive partner, but he was a really good father. That's an oxymoron, he can't be both. If a man is helping to deteriorate the mental health of his children's mother, he is not a good father. If he's allowing his children's mother to struggle, he is not a good father. Stop.
Let's break this all the way down because this clip exposes so many layers of narcissism, entitlement, and modern victim culture that it deserves more than a surface-level reaction. She says, "I'm so tired of hearing. He was an abusive partner but a really good father. That's an oxymoron. He can't be both." Right out the gate, what do we see here? The classic narcissistic need for moral absolutes. No nuance, no complexity. Either you're a villain or a hero. And guess who gets to decide? She does. In her world, it's not possible that a man could be flawed as a partner, but still deeply love, protect, and provide for his children. No. If he's not good to her, he's not good. Period. And that is textbook narcissism. Let's pause for a second and look at what narcissism actually is. Not just the insult people throw around, but the clinical, medical definition. According to the DSM-5, that's the Diagnostic and Statistical Manual of Mental Disorders, narcissistic personality disorder is marked by a grandiose sense of self-importance, a need for excessive admiration, a sense of entitlement, exploitative relationships, using others to serve their needs, lack of empathy. Now think about what this woman just did. She positioned herself as the sole judge of what makes a man a good father, not the kids, not the man's actions with his children, her. She's the measuring stick. If she feels he's failed her, then his fatherhood is void. His love for his kids doesn't matter. His sacrifices, irrelevant. If she is hurt, he's disqualified. That is grandiosity. That is entitlement. That is a complete lack of empathy for the father-child bond. And here's where it gets darker. This type of woman views a man's role not as an independent father to his kids, but as an accessory to her own comfort, happiness, and emotional validation. If he fails at that, he's written off entirely. Now let's get into this idea of abuse. If a man is helping to deteriorate the mental health of his children's mother, he is not a good father. That sounds powerful, right? But notice what's missing. Any detail at all. What abuse? What did he do? Did he hit her? Threaten her? Verbally berate her in front of the kids? Or, and this is the uncomfortable truth, did he simply refuse to obey her demands, to coddle her feelings, to center her needs over his own? Because in today's culture, the word abuse has been stretched so thin, it barely means anything anymore. Disagreement? Abuse. Not meeting her emotional expectations? Abuse. Setting boundaries? Abuse. When no detail is provided, you have to question, is this real abuse? Or is this a woman playing the victim card to erase his fatherhood because he stopped playing by her rules? And let's address this nonsense that a man can't be both abusive and a good father. Two things can absolutely be true at once. A man can fail in a relationship. He can make terrible choices with his partner, and still pour his heart and soul into being a father. The two relationships are not the same. One is romantic, the other paternal. They don't always rise or fall together. But in her mind, if she suffers, everyone suffers, because everything is about her. Now here's a crucial red pill insight. She paints this as if men are deceptive monsters, as if they trick women, as if these men were amazing, perfect partners, and then, surprise, once the kids came, they transformed into abusers. But reality check. How often does that really happen? Truly toxic men, truly abusive men, almost never hide it forever. The signs are there. The temper, the controlling behavior, the manipulation, the selfishness. Women see it, but they ignore it. Why? Because they think they can change him. Because he's tall, handsome, has status, makes money. Whatever the reason, they choose to overlook the red flags. The truth is, this kind of sudden, shocking mask drop is actually far more common in toxic women. The woman who presents herself as sweet, supportive, nurturing, until she gets that ring, that house, that baby. And then, the mask comes off. Suddenly, she's weaponizing the kids. Suddenly, she's using the legal system to extract resources. Suddenly, everything is about controlling him, punishing him, or making him pay. Yet in this video, she's flipping the script. She's projecting her manipulative traits onto men to justify her sense of moral superiority. And this: if he's allowing his children's mother to struggle, he is not a good father. Allowing? Since when is a man responsible for every struggle in a grown woman's life? This is a grown adult. She makes choices. She has agency. She picked him. She chose to stay or leave. But in her narcissistic worldview, if she's struggling, it's his fault. If she's unhappy, it's his failure. The man is nothing but an emotional support animal who's expected to shoulder her burdens forever, or else he's a bad father. That's not partnership. That's exploitation. That's using fatherhood as a leash to keep him in line. And think about what's really dangerous here. This attitude poisons kids. Because kids are watching. They see mom make everything about her pain. They hear how dad is bad if mom is sad. They grow up learning that a man's worth as a father isn't about what he does for them. It's about how well he serves her. In the end, what does this video show us? Narcissistic entitlement disguised as moral outrage. A complete erasure of nuance, no room for complex human realities, only black and white judgment. The use of vague terms like abuse to control the narrative and silence any defense. A projection of female manipulative patterns onto men. And the ongoing destruction of fatherhood, where a man's role is reduced to make mom happy, or else. For the men listening, don't let this rhetoric gaslight you. Being a good father means showing up for your kids, not bending to every emotional demand of your ex. Don't let narcissistic framing define your worth. Don't accept a world where your value is conditional on someone else's feelings. And don't forget, two things can be true at once. You can be flawed in a relationship and still be a loving, dedicated dad. Don't let anyone take that away from you.
Next time you feel bad asking men for money, literally remember that they locked us out of the entire fucking game that they created so that we would turn to them and then enslaved us and abused us. So get your fucking bag, get your fucking money, get whatever it is that you want. If he's not giving it to you, go to the next fucking guy, okay?
What you just heard, gentlemen, is the raw, unfiltered voice of entitlement weaponized against you. This isn't frustration over a bad breakup. This is the voice of a woman who sees you, not as a man, not as a human being, but as a resource to be exploited and discarded. She says, "They locked us out of the entire game they created." This is classic victim inversion. The predator plays the victim and uses that as justification to exploit. She's reframing everything men have built. The roads you drive on, the systems that keep the lights on, the security that protects your home, as some grand conspiracy to keep her down. No gratitude, no respect, only resentment, and a license in her mind to get her bag at any cost. And when the mask slips, she says, if he's not giving it to you, go to the next guy. There's no loyalty. There's no connection. There's no conscience. This is financial violence dressed up as female empowerment. It's not about love. It's not about partnership. It's about extraction and replacement. And here's what should keep you up at night. As the economy crumbles, as desperation rises, this mindset will spread. More women will see you, not as a man to build with, but as a lifeline to drain. Vet women ruthlessly. If she talks like this, walk away. If she treats you like a mark, like an ATM, walk away. If she views your hard work as hers by default, walk away. Because men, if you don't, you'll lose everything. Your money, your peace of mind, your future. This isn't just a bad attitude. This is predation, and you're the prey. Protect yourself, or be destroyed. Don't be so foolish as to think it can't or won't happen to you. Don't think that because she hasn't behaved like this, she never will. Most women are only a few $100s away from turning into this, at all times. When their finances turn ugly, so does their heart.